Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Uh, I I've made a couple of changes in regards to the overall configuration of the home data center and the DR data center. Originally at home, I was using a QNAP NAS appliance, and on that NAS appliance and VMware, I installed a virtual appliance of ONTAP Select, which is NetApp's data ONTAP operating system, and I was feeding out all of my NFS data stores and iSCSI LUNs via that. It it became too problematic with updates, and like the QNAP appliance wants to update it seems like every week, and in order to update that appliance, you have to shut everything down, and I got tired of it, so I'm back using a NetApp Fast the NetApp Fast 2552 with the 200 gig SSDs is now my home storage appliance. I'm going to use the QNAP is going to be used for like my media server and that just that stuff that doesn't need to be that I'm not going to have DR for my media server content probably because that's a lot of stuff. Um, so I did that. I got off of the ONTAP Select appliance and I got onto the 2552. Um, Here it is, right? My two data stores and my four Exchange LUNs because I have an Exchange database availability group. And on the DR side, I've got another 2552 with 900 gig SAS drives in it. So I've got mirrors set up for all of my production, air quote production stuff at home, and then I have SnapCenter backup jobs and vSphere, yeah, the vSphere plugin for SnapCenter jobs doing that as of last night just started vaulting to this. So you can see we've got April 4th is pretty much the date. Um, I've got snap vaults going in, and I have two separate jobs that run with two separate, well, the same Snap Center policy, but one has a Snap Mirror label of Snap Center, and one has a mirror label of Snap Archive. So if you look here, right, so I'm keeping 30 days worth of the Snap Centers and 52 of the Snap Archive, and the Snap Archive is a weekly. That's the backup that runs every Sunday night. So every Sunday night at 10, when those run, those copies get shipped over here, and they'll stay there for 52 copies, which will be 52 weeks. Um, on the Nexus side of things, I have everything is configured. I just wanted to touch on what you should do for if you're using NetApp storage with or any storage really with LACP versus not LACP. So these two VM hosts have these 10 gig cards in each of their on each switch, right? But they're not they're not in a port channel. All right, so this is basically, unless you create distributed port groups on your VMware hosts and then you set up lags, uh, this is what you want to use for VMware, and just let VMware route your traffic um, based on the thing that I can't remember. It's going to be, so if we look at virtual switches, originating virtual port, and let your just let your VMware switching functionality handle the load balancing. Like I said, unless you do distributed port groups, and then you can do legs. But otherwise, any configuration you make here besides that is just, it's gonna not work right. Same thing with the individual, like, well, ID racks are just the managements, but with the 1 gig links as well, I did the same thing. So they're just standard links, switch port mode trunk. If you want to, you can do things like switch port trunk allowed VLAN and specify what VLANs you want to allow access to, or you can do like switch port trunk native VLAN to specify a VLAN if there's no tagging done. If you have like phones or something else sharing those networks, or sharing those links, and that's about it for those. So, and then when you look at things like the NetApp, 17 and 18. So keep in mind these are two separate controllers. Port 17 on each switch is one controller, and 18 is the other controller. So you got channel group 17 and 18. Again, that's really all you need there. And then you do your port channels and your VPCs, and that's it. And as long as you set up, multi-mode LACP for your interface groups on the NetApp, you're good to go. So now, so that's about it for right now. I built a domain controller. I'm setting up the third node for Exchange, and then I'm going to use a couple of NetScaler appliances and do GSLB to route traffic, and then I'm also going to set up a SQL availability group for some. I do a little bit of program. I really like programming a lot, but I get very little time to do it. But I have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to port into a new SQL install, that some applications that I run, and I'm going to do the same thing with that, and do the web front ends, GSLB load balanced, and the SQL backends. So for some of you, that might be some interesting content as well. But I think that's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and thanks for watching.